We're gonna watch some awful coaching. Let's check it out.
Beautiful. So once Tyrese Halliburton's under, I gotta get back off Jalen Williams, so I'm in the gap. So there's no place for Cason Wallace to go. Look at Aaron Nesmith. He's still got his hands on Jalen Williams. So you're not in this gap. You're late, and it's right to the...
See, I think that's kind of the thing too. I mean, I've had some kind of critiques to some of the dude's videos. I think some of these ideas are things that you could point to and be attentive to if you're talking about like youth, but like real time NBA players, how fast these guys move. I mean, you're talking about guys that from one dribble from a half court can really get to the basket. I mean, it's tough to try to pick your poison real time.
The cup. Not in this
He's tripping out.
gap. You're late.
He's saying Naismith should have been in the gap. But again, this is like one of those things that you can only really apply to like youth basketball. I mean, let's be honest. If you're Naismith right there and you jump into the gap, yes, you're one pass away. You can typically try and close out. But I mean, again, it depends on who you're guarding. Like if you're talking about Siakam sliding over for Dort has been relatively effective this season. I mean, this series. So I mean, you gotta pick your poison there. But if you're talking about sliding off a J-Dub, just to dig in the gap for Cason Wallace, it's like, I mean, do you want to give up 3 points?
And it's right to the cup.
Hmm.
This is Rick Carlisle sucking cock as a fucking head coach. It's why the Pacers have no chance in this series.
Oh my goodness.
Aaron Nesmith, you are switching. Fun, lovely. Get under the screener on the switch. Under the screener. Whoops.
They're switching. Okay, because you want to stop Chet from getting to the cup.
See, fucking retard. You switch over the top. So now you're out of position. Bang. You're going to be late getting out to Chet.
No, this is probably one of those scenarios where they were just poorly communicated. That he probably wanted to get through there, but they made a last-second switch.
Holmgren now, who can just pump and go right to the cup.
But here's the thing, too. If Chet would have shot that, and your Nesmith there with a hand in his face, you would make the argument that was great defense. So Naismith can gamble because you see how quickly he was able to get out to Chet on the perimeter. Now he did fall for the pump fake. You got to stay on your feet.
Up! Oh, you got to leave your feet to contest now. Easy.
I mean, truly, solid defense from your guards there. That you forced a 7-footer to throw up a wonky shot. Now the only problem is that you weren't in a position to get a rebound.
He put back for 2. Get out of drop coverage! Get out of it! I have to ice this screen.
You don't have to.
So when Lou Dort pops, Miles Turner's standing and waiting.
I guess.
Oopsie fucking terrorist! You're in drop coverage, so when Lou Dort pops, who's your backside help, Rick? You piece of shit! No one! Open, catch it, 2-3.
You got a hand up. That's Lou Dort, a guy who had, like, prior to this series, not made a 3 in months.
This is why I don't want to be alive! This person right here!
I ain't gonna lie. I haven't watched his videos in a few months. They've absolutely gone over the edge.
Should be in prison! You are a criminal, and no one fucking says anything! Ever!
Are we alright? What we need to do as fans to make this happen. I'm talking about him doing YouTube live streams. I wouldn't sabotage my boys by putting him in front of a live TV microphone. So 2 months to gather themselves and go scorch earth on the finals. A lot of people like it. I think that this is popular because a lot of people really don't understand basketball, but I think you can simplify it again to some of these basic principles. But when you are talking about professional basketball players, the schemes are there to try and put players in uncomfortable positions. Most of these guys, particularly at the NBA level, are super, super good. So, I mean, you can do all you want to do a lot of times defensively, and you could still be thwarted by somebody just making a shot.
Stephen A. Smith, shitty-ass Bob Myers, Alexander, so he has no place to roll. Oopsie, piece of shit! You switch.
Again, one of those scenarios where like it's easy to talk, instead of like being on the court. You want to make that split-second decision.
Over the top! So you're not in this gap right here. So Shea's gonna take it all the way to the...
And then like you gotta pay attention. So Halliburton may have told Nembhard, hey, screen's coming. It's on your left. Nembhard has a decision to make. I mean, this is all down to their defensive principles. Maybe they weren't switching. Maybe they didn't plan on it. Maybe they did. They've got enough guards where they can switch, at least on the perimeter. Or try and get through screens. OKC did a good job of sending screeners in order to get Shea in a position where he's putting pressure on guys who don't want to play defense. They found Shea's mismatches. I mean, was that game 4 where they put Shea on the block? Or where they put Shea on the block a few times?
Gaps on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
On game 2?
So he has no place to roll. Oopsie, piece of shit! You switch over the top. So you're not in this gap right here. So Shea's gonna take it all the way to the rim. Right here.
It is like I understand what he's saying too, because you would throw the double at Shea, but then again it's like a which poison do you live with kind of decision. Shea does like to come off these screens and snake them, or try and split. Do you jump off of Casey Wallace, who has scored up until this point, a basket or two, and give up a potential skip pass where you're out of position, and now you're trying to close out to somebody who's in a shooting position and now has all the opportunity to thwart your closeout? Or do you try and attempt to stop both options?
So Shea's gonna take it all the way to the rim. This is the NBA Finals. Middle school basketball. Literally, middle school basketball. Better coached than this piece of shit. Arrest him! So there's a screen happening. What are we doing? I would just switch and have Tyrese Halliburton take Jake.
See, now you want them to switch. In every other scenario, you've been asking for them to switch, but yet you want Nembhard to roll, to cover this guy from rolling. In this scenario, you're fine doing that because you're 30 feet from the basket.
Jalen Williams, just switch, and then Aaron Nesmith takes Casey Wallace on the switch.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
What do the Pacers?
I'm sure that's what the Thunder wanted you to do too.
Do nothing. Nesmith just got screened. That's why he's behind the play.
Again, that's probably why they set the screen. They wanted Naismith to get off of J-Dub.
So now Jalen Williams gets to walk into the paint, draw 2. This is the finals.
Again, like I said, it's a pick your poison. You either get mad at people for not being in the gaps, or they have to be in the gaps. It's that simple.
Gets to walk.
So if you want guys to slide into help, you have somebody like Miles Turner sliding over and help. You have Pascal Siakam sliding over and help. And then you have Nembhard sliding over to help. This is like a puppet string.
Into the paint.
But this is a little, I think, slightly poorly communicated because Nembhard, you shouldn't have left the MVP.
Draw 2. This is the finals. It's these owners who make life not worth living. Where are you? These owners all should be rounded up and arrested. First, let's count all the mistakes. In the NBA Finals, Rick Carlisle, go to hell. Andrew Nembhard, first of all, I need to get underneath the screener on the switch, so I'm in the gap. Whoops, you're going to switch over the top like an idiot.
He's trying to get to the screen.
So
it seems like this is about 4 times over. It seems very evident they don't want to switch. Again, I don't know if he shows some of the stuff in the second half, but them switching is what ended up giving the game away.
I'm in the gap. Whoops, you're gonna
specifically in game 4.
Switch over the top like an idiot. Now though, Andrew Nembhard, you can't.
So that's good D. Like you're complaining that he didn't go over the screen, but you had a longer, taller, more athletic Obi Toppin, who's now thwarted a shot attempt from Shea.
Stare at the ball. You know what you learn in kindergarten, ball you man? Seeing ball, seeing man. You're staring at the ball. Staring at the ball. Staring at the ball. Staring at the ball. Staring at the ball.
And that's really, like I said, the difference in the NBA. That's why it's easy to slow everything down and try and make some of these claims and critiques. Yet you see how open Caruso got, and Nembhard was still able to give him a high five on the shot release.
This is all coaching. All fucking coaching. Rick Carlisle should not make a single penny. Not a penny. You're never gonna win with this guy. Ever. So when this basket's made to Isaiah Hartenstein, stop. Tyrese Halliburton. On the pass, I don't guard above the three-point line away from the ball ever. Not ever.
When you guard Steph Curry, you do.
I get underneath the three-point line, back to the baseline. Always seeing.
And again, that's easy to talk when you're not in the NBA. When you're not playing players, we've seen it already. These guys need this much space in order to create an offensive opportunity for themselves.
Ball and my man is in front of me. When you go out and guard past the three-point line, your back's to the sideline now. Whoopsies, easiest backdoor cut ever. And that's all coaching.
But then again, it's like I said, you pick your poison. Do you allow them to get into an easy handoff and start the offense, or do you try and disrupt the offense? So he has to make a read, and you trust that you have your help behind you.
Again, just count the mistakes. Rick Carlisle, Lloyd Jet Company. Aaron Nesmith, again, isn't going to get underneath on this
He probably got surprised by the screen.
switch. He's going to switch over the top. Oopsie, idiot. Okay, stop. TJ McConnell, if I want to be in help.
And you want him to switch over to under the screen so he can prevent the roller. Hartenstein isn't rolling.
Up on the ball, but I want to be up the line. Up the line so I can stunt and recover. You can't. Why are you dropping all the way to the paint? You have no chance of getting out now.
He had a chance of getting out. He made Chet stop the shot. That's what I'm talking about. Like this is essentially where you pick your poison again. You're saying right now that Chet is wide open, which in most scenarios he is. He's much taller than McConnell. He could shoot the shot over him. But he ended up pump faking to avoid having a contested shot.
Paint. You have no chance of getting out now.
But he did. And still ended up with a contested shot. It's a 7-footer that hasn't been shooting well this series. He makes that shot. I mean, you just got to tip your hat to him. Now, there's things you could have absolutely done better, but do you stop the MVP in the mid-range and try to prevent a roller, as well as keeping your help defense ready? You see, Halliburton has 1 foot in the paint. McConnell put 1 foot in the paint. Either you want McConnell to stunt or you want McConnell to slide over to prevent somebody like MVP getting to the mid-range and creating havoc.
No chance of getting out now.
You pick your poison. You see Halliburton was ready to help. Even Big Boy pushes Hartenstein out of the paint to even mitigate any opportunity that he's going to get to be able to get involved in offense. And then you have Obi Toppin putting 1 foot in the paint. So, I mean, it's not many ways that you can defend this better as a team. It's just, again, dudes are too good.
The most undisciplined, poorly coached team ever. Matt Ishbia, Josh Bartlestein, Pascal Siakam. You know the thing you learn in kindergarten, seeing ball and man. Oopsies, we got a problem again, because you're going to be staring at the ball, staring at the ball, staring at the ball. So guess what happens?
Yes, he fell asleep on that one.
There is just no reason staring at the ball. Man, oopsies, we
2-3
got
though.
a problem again, because you're going to be that reason to be alive. The first league. And why don't emails? Emails! Respond! Andrew Nemhard, I am never guarding with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm not fronting Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the three-point line. Are you fucking kidding me? Get underneath, and then you chase over the top with him in front of you. You're fronting him, so of course he's gonna beat you backdoor. Now Miles Turner has to help off Chet Holmgren because you were guarding like a moron. It's not your fault though. Rick Carlisle's a terrorist.
Well, was it all guarding like that?
So Miles Turner's got to leave Chet Holmgren to take the backdoor cut, and now Holmgren can just get it and go.
Holmes been attacking him closeouts.
Just count the mistakes. Just count them. We live in North Korea. Nobody will say anything. No one will do anything. No dumbass owner. Jay Williams going to have some...
And commonly in the NBA, a lot of these bigs will stunt just to allow their guard enough time to get back. Because you don't really want to get that big man in a mismatch.
Stupid idiot look on his face saying complete bullshit tomorrow. Mike Greenberg, who is such a piece of shit. Well, dude, why is Pascal Siakam in the paint right now? So you're going to be late getting out and get blown by. How about Andrew Nemhard? You need to be in the gaps. Your right foot needs to be on the block. Left foot out wide.
So how do you simultaneously get mad at Siakam for putting his foot in? This is a cross-court pass. How do you get mad at Siakam for being cross-court, 2 passes away, cross-court, for sliding his feet into the paint, and then you say Nemhard, 1 pass away, needs to put his foot in the paint? When in reality, Nemhard putting his foot in the paint would offer the easiest shot opportunity from the guy he's guarding. So you would rather have not had it. You would rather Siakam have been in switch positions.
Stance in a defensive stance. So when Wiggins comes this way, my feet are set. I'm going to be able to just stunt, get the dribble picked up, and recover. I will easily be able to recover. We're not giving up open threes. Look at Nemhard's dumbass. Not on the block, not far over enough.
1 pass away. If Nemhard's in the block, it's an easy kick out to an open 3. What are you talking about? That's not stunt and get back.
Not in the gap. Layup. And no one will say a motherfucker.
And I mean, that's a tough shot.
Fucking word. Middle school basketball is better coached. Look at this complete criminal. Everyone's a criminal here, but it's owners. It's all that Matherin looking for right here. Look at this. Why guard the ball? You're looking for a screen. A teammate will tell you if a screen's coming. Just guard the ball. Whoopsie retard, you're looking for a screen. Of course you're getting blown by. You're not paying attention. Again, this is just coaching. Like, Rick Carlisle is the worst human being to ever be alive on this planet. And no one says anything. Pardon the fucking idiot eruption. Michael Wilbon. Piece of shit. Pascal Siakam, get over here in the gaps. TJ McConnell, you got to keep your back to the baseline. Left foot parallel to the block, right foot out wide stance in the gaps. So now Obi Toppin's not on an island. So I've got help in the gaps to the middle of the floor.
You're not talking about. He's going to be on an island no matter what.
Help in the gaps to the strong side of the floor. Let's see how the terrorist North Korea Pacers guard this. Well, Siakam's going to hug the three-point line. TJ McConnell, you fuck, has his back to the sideline, not to the baseline, and is not in the gaps. So now Obi Toppin's on an island. So now he's got to backpedal. Fuck. This is just...
What would anybody being in the gaps would have done to change that shot? If someone was in the gaps, he would have shot the exact same shot. He wouldn't even have tried to drive to the basket. Hey, look, y'all let me know what y'all think about this, bro. This is crazy.